All right. And so Mr. No was previously in court in cause numbers 25 DCCR 0386 and 0387, entered pleas of guilty to intoxication, manslaughter, as well as driving while intoxicated with a child less than 15 years old. That was an open plea to the court. We had gotten started a little bit on this hearing, and then I reset it so that the state could, or anybody could bring any witnesses with regard to statements in the PSI and sentencing. We've all had an opportunity, correct, to review the PSI.
State has, yes, Your Honor.
Other than what we've already discussed and what the defense has filed with regard to response and objections, anything else with regard to the pre-sentence report?
Not from the state. Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Obviously, with regard, well, when we get to after witnesses, we'll go through the pre-sentence, what the specific objections are. I think primarily the big part of it was witness statements outside of court. And so we'll hear what we hear today, and then we'll go through any prior criminal history that I feel like is important and admissible, and we'll talk about all that at that point. Is everyone ready to proceed?
State's ready, Judge. Yes, Your Honor, we're ready.
And I will take judicial notice of the court's file. It does include, obviously, the pre-sentence report. It includes the defense response and objections to that, as well as the state's sentencing memorandum as well. And is that it? I think that was filed. There was also a letter from Joyce Barnes, the mother of the defendant, and I have that as well.
Your Honor, I think we had also previously filed letters of support, which the court had reviewed.
Okay, I think I've got those.
We did not refile them.
That's
for purposes of sentencing.
Sure. Okay. If you'll take a look in the file and make sure. I feel like I've seen them all, but I don't have them printed out. If you'll just check and see if they're where they are. Okay, Mr. Coleman, go ahead. You wish you have a witness.
The state calls Trooper Angel Campos.
Trooper Campos.
Trooper Campos, how are you employed, sir?
I'm employed to the Texas Department of Public Safety.
And how long have you been with DPS?
I've been with DPS today almost 3 years.
Okay. And certified peace officer, correct?
Yes.
And your training and background, of course, includes the academy. I understand you also have some military background as well. What does that include?
I do. I'm working on my 11th year serving in the Marine Corps, and currently I'm a Staff Sergeant E6 in the Marine Corps today.
Okay. I'd like to take you back to December the 11th of 2024. Were you working that day?
I was.
At around 7:56 or so, were you dispatched to a crash?
I don't remember the exact time, but roughly around that time, yes.
Did you bring a copy of your report?
I do not know. I left my laptop with the.
Is it on your laptop?
It's on my laptop.
John, can we retrieve that laptop? I'm sure he's going to probably.
Sure. And if we can, do you have a hard copy, Mr. Do you have a copy, Mr. Franklin? I'm sure.
I have.
I do not have a copy of them.
I have one.
But it was a discovery.
Yeah, of course.
It was produced, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay.
That's done.
You remember this crash, right?
I do.
And if you want, let's do this. If it's helpful for him to use his computer, that's fine. But let's get a hard copy for defense counsel. Everybody can have a hard copy. We can make copies if we need to. I'm assuming, do you want a copy? Are you okay?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll take the copy. I've got notes on all the relevant portions for myself.
Okay.
I didn't have a copy.
Okay. If you have it, fine. If not, let's do this. Why don't you just have him go ahead? He can pull it up on his computer. And no, that's okay. If anybody needs a hard copy, then we can work on that at that time. You can let him work off his computer. You don't have any issue with that, do you?
No.
Okay.
I probably, just for record's sake, I'll ask him if that's all he's looked at.
Yeah, sure.
You have it pulled up. Just let me know when you
It's loading up. All right. I'm good now.
All right. December the 11th, 2024. Did you receive a dispatch around 7:56 or so?
Yes.
What was the nature of that dispatch?
Initially, it came out to a 2-vehicle crash on Spring 93 near Hillibrand Road.
Hillibrand Road?
Yes,
And that's in Beaumont, Texas, correct?
it is.
Jefferson County, Texas?
Yes.
All right. And please, briefly, the judge will see the video here in just a second, but briefly describe for the judge what you observed when you made the scene.
Initially, when I made scene, I was expecting, like, I was dispatched to 2 vehicles. Then I later found out the 2 vehicles that I rode up on, one was the deceased's vehicle, and the other one was the witness that witnessed the entire crash. I didn't see a third, but I couldn't really comprehend what had happened because I couldn't find the car that did everything. And then I later found out through on-scene personnel that the vehicle that caused the crash was further down the road, upside down.
Did you make contact with the driver or the operator of that vehicle?
I did.
And was he identified?
He was.
Who was he identified to be?
Ray Anthony Noe.
Okay. And was the vehicle that Noe, that the defendant Ray Anthony Noe was driving, was it also, did it have any passengers in it?
It did.
And how many, and what was their age in relationship to this defendant?
It was his child. I want to get the age exact. I don't remember exactly, but he was around. I think he told me at the scene here that he told me he was 9 years old.
Okay. And through your investigation, did you determine if that child was restrained in that vehicle during the crash?
Yeah, the investigation determined the child was not restrained at the time.
When you made contact with this defendant, we're not going to spend a lot of time on it because he's already pleaded guilty, but nevertheless, you observed signs of intoxication, correct?
Yes.
Did he refuse or did he consent to a blood draw?
He refused.
And you obtained a blood search warrant, correct?
I did.
And his blood was drawn pursuant to that blood search warrant.
Yes.
What I'd like to ask you about next and explain to the court is this defendant's demeanor. How would you characterize this defendant's demeanor there at the scene and at the hospital as well?
So his demeanor.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this to the extent that he's required to, that is asking him to opine because he has not been established as an expert on opinion that he can. I don't have an objection to him observing what his observation, but to the extent he's going to opine, we're going to redo our objections that we've already made in our response to objections.
That's overruled. He can testify as to what your opinion is as to his demeanor that evening.
Please go ahead and answer. True.
The demeanor on that night, he refused to comply with almost every order we gave him. We had tremendous amounts of patience to try and do our job, and he made it every bit difficult, to include the omittance of, allowing us to prove. I even asked him on scene if he could let me do centralized field sobriety test so we can rule out his intoxication, and he refused that too. Try to give him a chance there. Try to give him a chance to consume blood, and he refused there too. Did every trick. Well, it appeared like he was trying to buy time for himself, and he, through my training and experience, we kind of pick up on tricks that DWIs do, and it appeared like he was utilizing everyone he could at the time.
Yeah, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but we're talking about more than just a refusal or more than just not cooperating, correct?
Yes.
I mean, how would you describe that to the judge?
I would object to leading on that one, Your Honor.
Overruled. Go ahead.
Everything on that night, he, from what I can recall and remember, everything he mentioned or asked, none of it was about the other parties. It was all either about himself or his son.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
I'm showing you what I'm marking as State's Exhibit number 1, and I'll ask you for the record, what kind of device are we looking at?
This is a USB.
And do you recognize this USB?
I do.
How do you recognize this USB?
We reviewed this USB prior to.
We being me and you in my office, correct?
Yes,
How do you know that that's that USB?
because I initialed it and dated it today.
Is this a fair and accurate copy of your body worn camera from December the 11th of 2024?
It is.
Did it capture your interaction with this defendant on the scene and at the hospital during the blood draw?
It did.
Your equipment, was it properly operating as far as you know?
Yes.
All right. At this time, State Officer States 1 has been previously provided to defense counsel in this
We don't object in that to the extent that it has the discovery that's been produced, Your Honor.
States 1 is admitted.
permission to publish.
Yes, sir.
Trooper, while I'm setting this up, I mean, we've got over 3 hours with the video here, correct?
Yes.
Just for the court's information, we'll only be publishing certain portions, just brief portions. I promise I am pushing the same button that I always push. The switch from the Elmo to the computer, and it's just not going.
Look, there's a remote right here. It'll work better.
Which one is, what are we trying to get to, two?
I don't remember the number. Is this thing even plugged into the, where it needs to be plugged into?
Wow, when did we?
The loss. I always hit this button and gives me the option to switch to the HDMI deal here.
Turn it on, turn it off and turn it back on.
Okay, visual presenter. And so it's not even giving me the option, but it just says visual presenter. Yeah. Now it's showing give me options.
Then maybe never mind. Yep, never mind.
For the record, your videos, they are broken up into separate recordings, for lack of a better term, right?
Yes.
And we've got body worn camera 1.1, 1.2, 2.1, 2.2, and body worn camera part 3. All right. For the record, I'm going to start with 1.1 and go to about 23 minutes into that video.
Yeah, okay. Not quite knowing. If it is, first up, if you, if I got, that's my recommendation here. That's the whole level. Yes, no, I can tell that expired. What's your, can I have my driver's license tonight? My expired. And what's your, standard phone? Can I please have my expired phone? That is expired, that's the legal piece to have. Can I please have the back, please? Hey, what's going on, man? Something mixed up. I just want to stay. Okay. How did you want it to stand? What's your son? That is like 20 years old. What's your son's I'm a player trying to. What is your son's info? Birthday, the illegals. Okay. Things what I'm doing. Did I say noise? Yeah, yes, sir. What's your first 2015, I think. He was sitting in the, was he sitting in the front seat there or in the back? Yeah, I know. It's a front, right? Front passenger. All right, thank you. Thank you. Upstairs or what? So I'm just trying to see where they were sitting. I have information back for me. That's why you're choosing he's working your crimes investigation. I know what he's doing. That's my information. And when you're trying to keep it, I want you to get it from you, and you're literally. So you want your expired driver's license back? All right, ready. Here I wish you okay.
Next, for the record, I'm going to fast forward to about 35 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, sorry. Awesome. Yeah, he's not. What's going on? My son is not as worried. Cooperate with you. Okay, he's not going to cooperate. Well, he tells me you don't want him to take it off. But that's not it. He's not put it in. Yeah, no, that's his problem. I talked to my son and he's saying it's okay. Nobody wants to help you. Everybody's okay. And you want medical attention, please? I want my son to be okay. Okay, so I want my son to be okay. Let them take him to hospital. Okay, okay. He's crying. So yeah, it's straight. So, like, what do you gotta do? You gotta take him? Yeah, as I said, I'll use the door. And it's a lot. Yes. It isn't sorry for us. What he wants to be okay.
For the record, I'm fast forwarding to 52 minutes into the video.
Go right in. You got an ID? Well, it's the whole. These were old. So you know how you know, give anything out of lines. What you know is the first time. Alright, next time, say, home, if I can touch one out. And the whole phone, it's, I confused on which phone it's. I can learn, right? Right. Come on down. I mentioned you're not, I mentioned, I'm on the phone, put the phone down. Put the phone down. Put the phone down, put it right there. Yeah, I have my phone right now. No, I need it right there. Huh? You don't even, you didn't even my change. No, right, best, let's go. Next contract, on the ground. I don't mind. What are you guys doing right now? Right, I think it's behind this. Right, stop. Stop, what's this? Stop. Right, stop. Hang on. My son's in the traffic there. Why are you? What's going on? Out of here. You don't know all about this. What are you telling me? Hey, I'm trying to force my fingers to you. We're trying to help you out. You guys, I appreciate all y'all help. Hey. I know my brother. No, why are you grabbing him like that? We're trying to help you out. No, you act like you're my brother too. Why are you grabbing him? We're trying to help you out here. I appreciate that, but why are you grabbing him? I know you're saying right now. We're trying to help you out here. You guys are trying to help me. No, we're not. My wife's on the phone right now. No, she's calling me. My wife's calling me. You think that's on the phone? My wife's calling me. No, you're my fair. All right, we got some questions for you. You always do remote. There's two sides. You're gonna tell one, you tell your on the 6 minutes of the phone. I want you to tell your side. Okay. We're gonna try and get as much help as possible. Can you please send to the phone? Alright. So you want to make this but you don't want them to help them. I just want my wife to answer the phone, dude. We get your gun out of correct. I told you not to talk for your question. It's gonna put your gun out, alright? Playing this game. You see, you've been through it before? No, I've never been through it. Now, why are you saying you know more less than us? I'm not saying I've been through it from it. I've been talking to you, man. You're kind of all over the sun. Alright, hey, well, we're gonna get their victory. Honestly, I don't want to get hurt. I have a, look, no, look, thanks, I have to. Let me tell you something. I'm the same as you. We're all the same. Okay? Listen, okay? He's 9 years old. You know, I'm 36 years old again, and I know you guys feel a lot of power because you guys are feeling this. Are we doing your job? No, I know you're doing your job. But I've done my job. Right. And I've done my job, and I've done your job the same as you've done your job, and I've done the same as you've done your job, and I feel overpowered over a lot of people. We're appreciating. I can find you squeezing me harder. Good. It's good. We're trying to help you out. You're not the only one doing right now. So you're trying your job, and you're plus doing your bonus for yourself. You're here, and he's gonna wait here. Where is I'm taking to a picture here. It's Brian. I'm not going where it's about me and my son, man. We're gonna get somebody here. It's about you and putting your I just want to go home with my son. Is your wife here in the area? Yes or no? 2 years soon. This is how the life is right. How long? We're gonna wait here for hours. Is she in here? Right on the road. Can I talk to somebody, please? Can I please talk to somebody? I'm trying to get somebody to come pick up his son. Son is 9 years old. Oh, why is this thing? She's only like 25 years old. She'll be 25 and she's only just begun to be pregnant. Okay. Can I please somebody who will care about me or somebody who thinks something? Somebody who not forget to do, man. I try to okay. I just want somebody who's talking cares on you, okay? But so I can't do that. Buddy, let's take it from me. I want somebody who cares about me, not somebody who's going to throw me in the jail. Hey, no, we gotta wait for. I've got to find out where the wife is at. Yeah, mom.
For the record, I'm switching videos to the video labeled 1.2, and I'm going to fast forward to about 1 hour and 22 minutes into the video.
Why were they trying to do? See all that. We'll say this back. On 10 minutes down. They don't give you water first. They've got their reasons. Well, I already know my blood care. I'm for you, Bruce, please. Just, we're not saying. All right, so, policy we're going with that you saying you can most definitely refuse, withdrawal of blood specimens. That is essentially, that's, we've already went to this, what I'm getting at here is, do you want us to sign saying you refuse, or you don't have to, if you don't want to, that's just here. Well, that's usually I've already done that refusal. So you don't want to no, I'm not, you want to sign saying you don't, well, I'm not trying to refuse, like, I think if I'm trying, me saying I refuse was I had already checked the box for that, like, I was okay, fine, so you do that, like, do you want to sign or you? Just saying, that might look at that, or just don't want to see. Well, you started that, we're ready to, they're fine, sign. Where do you want us to look at? No, I'll click right here if you want to just sign right here saying, hey, yeah, I refuse. You don't have to if you don't want to. There's something. You still want to, I just put it for that box. What do you want to do? I didn't refuse. I was either. So you didn't refuse, what you didn't verbally say is that it's not, I think there's something here, you know, it's all like, you can't sit there and wait to talk. So I'm just put that you refuse on the signature. No, I did not refuse. Okay, so what do you want to do? I did not refuse. I tried to speak to you a lot of times. You want me to refuse you? I have like report this. No, it is. That doesn't help me. No, I know it's not refusing the statement. You always first years, you're almost forced to be straight on that. I look at that, I was not refusing, but they're not giving me an opportunity. It's like you want me to refuse, but I'm not trying to. You have to work with, that's your own symptoms, like you have other things to do. So, I was not refused, we're still, I didn't get your, we have okay, we have loading my time to judge, so, we're ready to go and I get a specimen of your vote, it's where, whoever gets to go, just gonna grab that, okay? Well, I did refuse. I mean, you can sign 10-year cool. It's not. No, I mean, well, okay, we're down this route. All right, that's how we're going to go. But I tried to talk to you even in your cruiser. If you're right, let me we're supposed to open. So, like, that's again, yeah. I need to do, you know, sorry, wrap this up. Yes. Draw that for you. Yes, please. I don't know who's up here. Yeah. Where the absolute theme of who's getting here, series. Fine. We're good, so it means you should go this out, but just get this one. No, you're literally just like throwing me into it even now because I haven't been here. I run into it clear on it, right? So you click on it. Even in the cruiser, I told you I want to talk to you and say you was there. And it was so it's just coming up, living with here and still have to pay for you for how that. Yeah, not care about me or I have to failure, nothing at all. It's all been about you. I just believe that I just have opportunity because
And the final clip I'd like to play for the court, for the record, is from the video recording label 2.1, and it's starting at about 51 minutes and 56 seconds.
we're upside down, man. Like sometimes like what would happen? You know, if I can research it, research what that you read, or like what you're being charged with the other case law or something.
Trooper Campos, just in case what is he asking to research on his cell phone?
He's asking to research. He mentioned case law, but he wants to know exactly what he's being charged with in the penalties.
Because I know I've been so into it. I'm just sitting here and watching this. I whenever I have access to my phone again, I know. I really not. You're gonna start freaking out. No, actually, I just want to know for my own peace of mind. I probably, if you're wondering, well, I'll ask you to reverse these things. It's the felony of the second on a sentence. And what you're being charged with. Which is the worst number for you? Felony? Well, the worst is capital, but you're not technically still felony first. Capital first, second, third, and state jail. Second. Okay. So that's, it varies depending on offense, but just bare minimum, 2 to 20 years. Or fines, stuff like that.
Trooper Campos, at this point in your interaction with the defendant that night, you'd already informed him that someone had died as a result of that accident, correct?
I did.
Before you informed him, and even after, did he ask or inquire of you what happened to the other individual or individuals involved in the accident?
Not that I can recall, no.
Is it fair to say that his focus was just on himself throughout your entire interaction with him?
Yes.
Pass the witness judge.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Mr. Franklin?
I have no questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right. Any objection to Trooper Campos being excused?
No, yeah.
None, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
There is no further witnesses in the state arrest judge.
All right. Thank you. Any witnesses, Mr. Franklin?
Your Honor, I advised my client about his constitutional rights to testify or not testify. I've advised him against taking the stand. He's decided not to take the stand. I just want to make sure that we put it on the record that he has been advised and he has chosen not to take the stand, Your Honor, and testify. I would like to offer closing.
All right. Thank you. And so, Mr. No, you have every right to testify if you would like. Obviously, you've already pled guilty, so there's not an issue with regard to, whether you did it or not. There's been a plea of guilty. If you've talked with your attorney and it's your decision not to testify, is that correct?
I just wanted to apologize, ma'am.
All right. That's good. Thank you. If you want to testify, you can get up on the stand because you'll be subject to cross-examination. So you can't just make a statement to me. If you want to get up on the stand, I'll swear you in and then the attorneys can question you.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So then I will, I guess, Mr. Franklin, you may proceed with argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you like me to do it here or at the, it doesn't really matter to me.
You're fine there.
Okay.
That's wherever you're more comfortable. It's
Your
fine.
Honor, we've made our arguments and our motions and responses. I did just want to comment a little bit on the evidence from Trooper Campos.
Sure.
And point out that some of the language used by him about the worst case, et cetera, he just testified he's been with DPS for 3 years. He would have been with them around a year at the time. What the evidence actually showed was Mr. Noe saying please and yes, sir, that he wanted his son to be okay. It was really only in the last video that he had finally learned that he testified that Mr. Johnson had passed away in this case. There was no testimony about him having any knowledge of that in the prior videos. And the question was, at this point, did he know? And he said yes, but there was no testimony that he did know in the prior ones. And I think the evidence would reflect that as well. The other thing is, of course, the court takes into account all the evidence. Part of the statements about the reprehensible nature of my client's actions, about how he was belligerent and reckless, I'm not sure that any of the evidence produced by the state, particularly on the scale of belligerent and reckless defendants, actually rises to that level, and nor is his decision to exercise constitutional rights belligerent or reckless. And for these reasons, we ask the court to consider or not consider the statements regarding religion, or at least consider the evidence that was presented for what it was. And otherwise, our arguments have been in our written motion, Your Honor, and we've presented information to the court, including the letter from his mother, the letters of support, and the information about his sobriety since the accident. And for these reasons, we ask that this court put the defendant on probation, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Franklin. Mr. Coleman?
Thank you, Your Honor. Likewise, I would rely on its pleading in its sentencing memorandum. Your Honor, the court's read it, so I'm not going to belabor it. If I could just briefly hit the high points, Your Honor. This defendant's blood alcohol was a 0.149. And he had his son, a child passenger in the vehicle, while he was driving at a 0.149. And that child, his son, who in the video he professed that he cared so much about, was not restrained by a seatbelt. Judge, we have a situation here, but for the grace of God, that his son didn't die, and that more people on the roadway that evening did not die. Judge, I think what's aggravating in this case, and I attached a copy of the safety paperwork to my sentencing memorandum, is that this defendant, as part of a probation for felony possession of marijuana back in 2013, was assessed 7 months of safety. And I would think that after 7 months of safety, he would have addressed what, if any, substance abuse that he may have had, that including alcohol. I find that him finding himself in this situation, a more egregious situation, could have been avoided had he taken full advantage of the rehabilitative effect of safety. Judge, Mr. Johnson, the victim in this case, Douglas Johnson, got a death sentence, unfortunately, that day, Judge. And I think justice in this case would not lend itself to this defendant walking out of his courtroom today on probation. I think justice in this case would be for this defendant to spend some time in prison, Judge. I'm asking for prison on the closer end of towards 20 years. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Anything else?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. No, these are some extremely difficult cases. When someone loses their life because of your actions. And Mr. Franklin made the arguments and did a great job with his memorandum to the court, trying to point out things and make me think about things in a certain light. Obviously, you didn't get in a vehicle with the intention to kill someone that night, but you did get in the vehicle knowing you were intoxicated with your 9-year-old son, and you ended up killing someone. He also made an argument about that safe P and some of that documentation and the fact that was old, and I shouldn't take that into consideration. I think it's very relevant, though, that you have been through treatment. Even though it's been a while, you obviously had some issues, went through treatment, a serious treatment program where you're in custody in treatment. So you have felt what it's been like to be in custody and still committed this offense. I don't think probation is appropriate in this case or either case. I'm going to find in cause number 25 DCCR 0386. Again, you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of intoxication manslaughter with a vehicle. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 15 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. In cause number 25 DCCR 0387, also find that you entered that plea freely and voluntarily, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of the state jail felony offense of driving while intoxicated with a child passenger, sentence you to a term of 2 years in the state jail prison. You will also receive credit on that sentence for any time that you were in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm going to hand you in each of your cases, or to your attorney, he'll give it to you, the trial court certifications that shows these weren't agreements. You do have some limited rights to appeal, and you could talk to Mr. Franklin about that. I'm also handing you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgments entered against you, you're ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition or about how long that lasts, you can also talk to Mr. Franklin. Mr. Franklin, if you'll grab those for your client. Thank you to the troopers for being here, and court will be adjourned.